Yeah. Alright, we are 51 miles away from our final destination on this adventure. Ooh, yeah. What does that mean? Nothing for you, but a whole lot for me. It means I get to see my family. I haven't seen them for weeks. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about seeing my family. I have not seen my two young boys in a very, very long time. Small part of being a man. Small price to pay to be a man these days. Yeah, what happens is I have a system that I created on my end in my APK that will recognize the downfall of the stream, being as far as activity goes, and it will end the stream and start the stream, all hands free. It keeps the stream fresh. It keeps the stream alive. Because after an hour or two, I used to do 12-hour streams. I used to do 20-hour streams. But I learned after studying the algorithm on YouTube that it's better for me as a creator to keep the stream fresh by allowing my software to end the stream and start the stream, you know. If you don't know, now you know. You know. There's a Highway Patrol sitting in the middle right there. Smokey and the Bandit right there. Woo, 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 woo. You ain't gonna get me, copper. I'm long gone. There were some cultures out there, and I think the African culture is thousands and thousands of years old, and they're strong enough to be able to fight the woke European American white bullshit culture that is destroying this world. I'm proud of them. I welcome them. I wish more of them would move here. At the same time, I wish none of them would move here, because I really feel like if they leave their country, then they're going to make their country weaker. And I hope their countries get strong. They deserve it. You fight woke, you deserve all of the riches. You deserve all the benefits. Because this woke culture, it is what it is. And if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But it's not fair to impose your beliefs on me. It's not fair for me to be a Christian and force you to worship God. It's not fair for you to say that men can be women and make me agree with them. I get you have an opinion, and we disagree to disagree. Go have a beer and go fishing. But in America, it's a little different. They're making laws that if you don't believe them or you don't agree with them, then you go to jail. You go to jail, and the pendulum's swinging because those days are numbered. We're banning DEI. I don't know if you know what DEI is. We're banning it across the country. Every government organization is being forced to ban DEI. They just got rid of affirmative action. We just got rid of abortion. Everything that these people are trying to use against us, we're getting rid of. Now, I don't know if I agree with every single policy that's being abolished or created, but the pendulum is swinging. The pendulum is swinging. Yeah, they're all pretty woke, man. They're all pretty woke. It's scary to think that this is happening, because we know it ain't the wokies that are doing this. It's the wokies are the tool that people are using to beat us up. Like, how are you going to beat somebody up without a tool to beat them with? And unfortunately, that these minorities are being used as a tool to beat the non-minorities up. Beat us into submission. Oh, you want the border closed? You are racist. Oh, you don't want people to get free money? Oh, you're racist. You don't want people to get free houses and free telephones and free everything? Then you're racist. I'm like, no, I gotta pay for it. I have to pay for it. Why can't I have a say? Oh, you're a man. You don't deserve to have an opinion on abortion. My body, my choice. Bitch, you want me to pay for it? I get a fucking say. You want my tax dollars to pay for you to be promiscuous? I get to say. You want my religious, Christian, Catholic, whatever mother, my grandmother, the nuns at the churches, their paychecks to go to your abortions? We get to say too. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? You can't repeat that on YouTube. That's a no-no. Well, free money to some. I tell you what, that free money turns you into a slave to that money. All that billions billions and billions of dollars we're giving the poor people every single day in this country, it's hurting them. It's hurting them real bad. And they think it's helping them. But it's hurting them real bad. It's hurting them real bad because if they ever try to do something with themselves, then they instantly lose the free money, and that's scary to them. Because now they're going to start all over without any experience anywhere into a new industry, a new job, start at the bottom, and now we got minimum wage paying more than people with 20 years experience now. All the restaurants and stores are closing down because everyone wants to have a career job at McDonald's. I need a 401k at McDonald's. Bitch, that's for kids! Oh boy, they're supposed to be stepping stones. They're supposed to be shit jobs to make you want to get better in life. One day, the pendulum will swing. And will we be alive for it, or will be when my kids are grown up in my age? I guess we're going to find out here soon enough. Well, every religion out there in their teachings teaches that all religions and everyone needs to be respected except for one religion, and that's Islam. Because Islam is not a religion, it's a way of life, it's a government, it's everything in one, which means, hey, you can't respect American law when you have Sharia law. You can't have a law that allows you to rape a human being, and it's okay to your God, and it's okay to your doctrine, in a country where rape is illegal. You can't have a phrase called honor rape in America where rape is illegal. You can't have these things. But it's happening, which means don't worry, guys and girls. We defeated Islam before, and we will do it again. We will do it again, my friends. We will do it again. Loud enough. Yeah, I heard you loud and clear. I guess you are loud enough. I'm not sure what you mean by sound that can't kill, but I do like the guy. I don't like the show. I used to like Beavis and Butthead. I didn't like Family Guy. I didn't like King of the Hill, but I watched Beavis and Butthead. Well, I tell you what, many years ago in America, the Muslims created this organization called CARE. It's an anti-hate group built by and run by the Islam religion. And what this CARE organization did, they helped create policy in our school districts, and they created policy in our government saying you're not allowed to bully people. And what they did is they included gays, and they included lesbians, they included all minorities, and they included Islam. What they did not include was Judaism. They did not include Christianity. They did not include anything else other than themselves in there, which means effectively you can bully anyone else in the world. In America, you could bully all religions except for Islam because it's there in the policy. And how the Jewish people have fought against that is they fought to be their own race. Because now the Jews are considered their own race in America because they were just considered white or Caucasian. Well, that put them out there, and now they're in danger. Now they're in an actionable position where somebody could attack them. But now that they're their own religion, they're their own race, now they are effectively protected by all policies and anti-racism thing, which then leaves just the white Christian males vulnerable. And now if you look at every show, if you're a Christian, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a nut job, you're a kook, but you can't say that about Islam. You can't say that about Judaism now. Those are protected. Why are certain religions protected and others are not? It was all part of the plan. The Ayatollah 40 years ago says, we're going to take over this world. Islam will rule the world, but we will not drop one bomb. We will become them, and then we will turn them. And that's what they did. They created lots of destabilization in their countries, and they caused mass evacuations, putting Islam in every white country. They're not going to poor countries. You don't see Islam going down to third world countries, only white European Christian countries, effectively turning all government buildings, all churches into mosques. And you're not allowed to speak against them because they're protected. I don't hate the people. I would do that too if I was Islam. I'm going too fast. I'm doing 65 at 70 miles an hour, Karen. Let me guess. Let me guess. Again, it's a woman in the chat that has a problem with the discussion. Let me guess. Let me ask. Oh boy, did I just guess it? Because I tell you what, I do this a little bit and I can see a pattern here. I can see a pattern here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sure that is the best religion, but also they allow for rape. They also allow for murder. They also allow for enslaving people that are not. I tell you what, Islam has more slaves right now in America than anybody else has ever had, all combined in the whole world. There's more slaves in this world right now because of Islam than there are in any other place at any other time in the world. And say, wait a minute, how did that happen? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Who was the guys that went down to Africa to buy the slaves? So those were the Turks. The Turks were Islam. They went down there, they picked up, because one tribe in Africa will conquer another tribe. Instead of murdering them, they will capture them, take them to the coast, and sell them to the Turks. The Turks will sell them to the Spaniards, and the Spaniards will bring them to America and South America, and then there's the money problem. So it's a problem that we have that's allowed in your religion. Islam religion allows for things that we don't accept in America. We don't allow slaving, we don't allow murder, beheading, we don't allow any of that stuff. And that's the problem, is they're not going to put that aside. I think Christianity had slavery. I think Christianity had all this stuff, but we got rid of it. We realized that's not going to work in this world. It is everywhere, but I tell you, it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. There was a period of time where Islam was very small and everywhere was safe, but now Islam's everywhere. There's terrorism everywhere. There's terrorism in every freaking country right now. How come? I don't understand. Why is there protest everywhere? How come? How come there's never been peace in the Middle East, but everywhere there's Europeans, there's peace? How come they can't find peace? How come forever they will always fight? How come they cannot live peaceful? But they're the people of peace. It's so confusing. I hear Islam is peace, but everywhere there's Islam, there is war. Why are all Muslim countries struggling with war and slavery? How come this is happening? How come your wife could cheat on you and you could take your head off in public and walk down the street with her head and everybody will praise you? How come Islam allows murder? How come Islam allows these things? I hear all kinds of things against Christians. I hear all things against Catholics. I hear all things against everything. I don't hear just one bad thing. I hear all bad things about all things. I don't hear every bad thing. But the things I hear let me know, hey, wait a minute. Sharia law should not be stronger than my government law. But what happens is you have Sharia courts where there's lots of rape and lots of murder, and it's not going to my court in the country, it's going to Sharia court. So it's being hidden from the government, because if my government finds out this is happening in my country, we will remove you from society and put you in a cage where you belong. But in Sharia law, it's like, oh, you raped your husband's friend or cousin or brother's uncle, men raping men? What is an honor rape? I tell you what, it's coming, buddy, it's coming. We didn't have terror in America until Islam came to America. We did not have terror. There was no terror. There was no bombs. There were no explosions. There was no beheadings. It was all a product of one change. All right, AS. All right, AS. How about when Muslims, they take gay guys, they take homosexuals and kill them? How come women have no rights to drive? How come women must cover their faces? They must express no beauty. But God put them here because to be beauty. They're here to be beauty. How come they must cover? How come women have no rights? They're not equal. All these questions the world has. All these questions the world has about Islam, and nobody's allowed to talk about it. How come we're not allowed to talk about Islam? It's like when you're not allowed to talk about something, how come? Is this because I'm not allowed to know the answer? How come? How come me and my wife, we're Christian? How come my wife is equal? How come my wife has a voice and she's allowed to drive and speak and be beautiful? How come? How come in Muslim countries that women are not allowed to be women? They must be property. How come? How come women must be silent like animals? How come? How come women cannot drive? How come if a woman tries to be independent, how come they get stopped? How come? I don't know. I'm just seeing. I see that where the first woman in Islam for truck driving in Saudi Arabia, they arrest her, they put her in jail. And I don't think she was doing something wrong. I think she was inspiring women to be like her, and that will destroy the control they have. What happens in America is when somebody yells Allah Akbar, it's because they're about to kill someone or blow something up. We tend to not hear Allah Akbar like in a party, and I get happy. Because Islam will not become American. They only are Islam. Islam moves to Africa, they're still Islam. Islam moves to America, they're still Islam. But when people move to America, they're supposed to become America. That way we are one people. One people. One people. But Islam does not assimilate. Islam does not, they don't care about where they go to. They will always be only Islam. And that's really hard to do because America is America. America is not Islam. I don't know why Islam wants to come here if we have rules that are against Islam. We let our women here have voices. We let gays be gay people. But when you come here with the religion saying that all gay people will go to hell and they die, it's like, but why do you want to come to a country that's like that? I'm asking questions because I don't know. They don't teach us about Islam in America. All we see is on the internet. This is the only things we see. I see Islam destroying Buddhist. I see Islam destroying Hindu. I see Islam destroying Christianity. I see Islam destroying Catholicism. But if everything is happy and peace, why cannot we all live together? Why cannot Islam allow Christians to be Christians? Why do we have to change to Islam? There we go. He said it. Look at that guy in there. He just said Islam is not for white people. Did you see that? Christians would never say Christians are only for white people or not for... See that? It's because you find a religion that allows hate. And this is the problem. It's a very big problem because if you allow hate in your religion, then you cannot be love. You cannot be love because then you only love certain people. America was based on freedom of religion. And if you talk bad or discriminate on religion, then you will go to jail. If you say Islam does not have a right to exist in America, you are violating their rights and you go to jail because we protect all religion. Islam does not protect our religion. Islam discriminates against other religions. Islam removes other religions. I think one day that Islam's going to have to make a change and they'll have to be able to live next to Christians and Catholics and Jews. I think this has to happen, or I tell you what, it will never have peace. We'll never have peace in this world if Islam is always fighting Catholics and fighting Jews. We need peace. And I think that we need peace. How do you get peace? I do understand that no matter what I say about Islam, it's going to make me look like a stupid American. It's going to make me look like a dumb American that doesn't know anything. And I take that risk. Only because I have a discussion. There's nothing wrong with the discussion. The problem is when I'm not allowed to have the discussion, I'm being silenced for my questions. It lets me know, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? How come when a Muslim in America blows up a building or blows up a school, they don't say what religion it is and they don't show any pictures? But when a white Christian guy blows up anything, there's pictures everywhere. How come? What are we hiding? And why was the guy in the stream saying that Muslim is not for white people? How come you guys did not say he's wrong? How come you just ignored it as if he didn't say that? But if I were to say Christians, Catholic, Jews only for white people, you would attack me. I would imagine you live in peace in Tunisia only because majority is Islam. This is the only reason why there is peace. It makes you, if you were living next to Israel, I'm sure there would be war, wouldn't there be? I think if you were living next to Rome, Catholic Rome, I think there would be a war. I think there would be a war. Religion is a horrible way to die. Any religion that says you need to die, it's not a friendly religion. If Christians said you must die for this, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's crazy. It's crazy, the debate. It's crazy when someone says my religion is better than yours. It's like, wait a minute, that's your opinion. And you're allowed to have your opinion. But what about the guy that has opinion thinking his religion is good? Is he wrong? That's not fair to say somebody's wrong. It's like someone coming into my stream here and telling me how I'm doing it wrong. It's like, wait a minute. How come I'm not allowed to? This is a free world. It's an open world. If I want to worship dogs and cats, I can worship dogs and cats. It should be my right as a human being to do what I feel I need to do for me and my family. But some religions do not allow this. They say, no, no, no. You see, when you are Islam and you tell Christians that no, Jesus was not, that's not fair. You don't like it when somebody says something bad about Muhammad. You want people to only show respect to Muhammad, and if someone disrespects Muhammad, you would like either them to apologize or you would like them dead. But the Christians, they cannot protect their God. They cannot fight for their God. They cannot defend their God. If they do, they're wrong. This is not fair. This is not the same. I think that if Jesus is true for Christians, then you need to respect them and let them have Jesus. If you think Muhammad is true, then you need to allow them to respect Muhammad. But what happens is people that worship Muhammad, they think people that worship Jesus are wrong. And this is not fair. This is not love. This is not freedom. This is not peace. This is not love. This is control. This is genocide. One day we'll get through this and we're all nobody will talk about their religion. This will be something they have at home with their family, in church with family, or their temple, or at mosque. This is something we won't force on anybody. And when that happens, we'll have better peace in America, at least. Anything they can do to make us fight. We got governments saying Islam is bad, and we got governments saying Christians are bad, or Catholics are bad, or Jews are bad. And they only do this to make us fight. Only to make us fight. I remember that there was American artists. They draw cartoons, and they made a cartoon about Muhammad. And what happened was there was riots in countries, and lots of people died, all because somebody disrespected their prophet Muhammad. They killed people. They murdered people because of a cartoon picture. This is not acceptable. But this was excused. This was saying, this is what you get. You deserve this. Like, what? It's satire. In America, we make fun of everything. In America, we make fun of ourselves. Oh, guys. It's a crazy world out there. But we can all get along as good friends. We just got to not hate each other. Imagine the whole world Islam. Everybody Islam. No women can drive. No women can vote. No gay people. Kill them all. It's only Islam. And we all must do the same things. We all must believe the same things. And now we have Egypt building pyramids for everybody as a slave. Where everybody is a slave. You cannot stop them. They're too powerful. Same thing with Christianity. I remember hearing about the Catholic Crusaders that was killing everyone in the world if you weren't Catholic. And they were taking all your riches and making the Vatican all this beautiful gold. It's a horrible thing to do. But they learned that was horrible, and they stopped doing that. When will all religions realize that this death is bad? Yes, they are all bad. Can you find me Christians that are blowing up churches? Can you find me Christians that are killing Islam? I cannot find this on the internet. Can you find me Christians, Catholics that are putting bombs to their chest and killing people? Can you find this? I cannot find this. I'm looking for this. I cannot find this. I only see Islam angry. Islam angry. How come Islam is so angry? How come Hamas is so angry? How come? There's a lot of people in America that support abortion, but most religions are against abortion because abortion means you're a whore. Abortion means you're doing things that your God would not like. All gods do not like it. But in America, they're trying to get rid of God. They're trying to get rid of all gods. You know what happens when you get rid of all gods? You leave it vulnerable to one God taking over. You lose all diversity of thought. In a world full of Muslims and Islam, there is no diversity. In a world full of Christians and Catholics, there is no diversity. There's no diversity of thought. It's all one group thought. You are not allowed to think differently or you will be in jail. And I tell you, in Islam, I've seen the videos. They take your head off. They cut your head off right in the street. I've seen videos where there's rivers of blood from all of the infidels they killed. Murder. Catholics does not believe this. Christians do not believe this. Buddha does not believe this. Hindu does not believe this. Only Islam believes you must kill them. And I get angry at people that are bad. I want them dead. But my God tells me, don't you dare think about that because that is a sin. They will get theirs. They will go to hell and they will suffer. It's not up to me to judge them. Well, if you think that I hate, then maybe somebody taught you to think that I have hate because it doesn't come from hate. I don't think you come from hate. I never said anything anybody over there says is hateful. I do reference situations and stories that are out there in the world. I do reference those because that's all we have. I don't have hypotheticals. I've got stories. I've got things I've seen on TV here, and I've got things that I've seen in my communities. Makes you very scared. It's a very scary world where everyone is Islam. It's a very scary world where everyone is Catholic. It's a very scary world where everyone is Israeli, is Jewish. It's very scary. Well, I tell you what. America, we killed all of the KKK. America, we killed all of the Nazis. America cleans the world of pollution and bad people. So it's not America that is full of hate. It's America that is controlling the hate. Every war we went to was to free people that were not America. We freed Japan. We freed Jews. We freed everybody. And we lost lives. Americans died to free Islam. Americans died to free all of these people. Islam is not dying to free America. There's no people over there that are dying for us. The weird thing is America, we learned that we need diversity. We need all religions. We need everybody to be the way they are and everyone to be happy. even if we have to die for it. I think that you're confused. If America was spreading hate, why does the whole world want to come here? Why does the whole world coming here right now? Look at our borders. We got people from Africa. We got people from Europe. We got people from the Middle East all coming here every day. Millions of people. If we were spreading hate and we were evil and racist, why do they want to come here? Why is America the only country everyone wants to come to? If we were so bad and hateful, I think maybe people are confused. It's not as bad as they're saying. Otherwise, we would not have this problem. Because of money. How come Middle East is thousands and thousands of years old? Africa is thousands of years old. It's still fighting every day. Still fighting in wars every day. America, brand new. Europe, brand new. No wars, still fighting. How come? Europe, Africa has money. Middle East has money. How come they're leaving the Middle East for America? It's confusing because you could say money, but the Middle East has a whole lot of money. Have you seen Dubai? The UAE? That's a lot of money. I tell you why. It's because their religion controls their government. That's why it happens. And their government takes all the money and leaves nothing for the people. That does not happen in European countries. The government does not control the money. The money belongs to the people. In Africa, it's weird to hear these stories about how old Africa is and how old China is and all these countries. It's like, well, how come America's not? How come there's no war? How come there's peace? How come all colors, all peoples want to be America? It's because we have the freedom here. Our culture here allows you to grow in your own religion and be successful here. It allows you to keep your faith, keep your God, come here, and we'll all be the same family. This does not like this in Saudi Arabia. This does not happen in Turkey. This does not happen in Lebanon. This does not happen in Syria. This does not happen in Egypt. This does not happen anywhere Islam. You must become Islam, or you must walk on the other side of the road. You must become Islam, or you will not be accepted in the community. And that's not what happens in America. It reminds me of a movie I watched called Bruno, where this gay guy goes to Israel and he sits there and moderates a debate between Hamas and the Jews. I don't know if you saw that movie. You probably didn't, because I'm sure Islam didn't like that at all. But there's a movie where a gay guy goes over there and has Hamas and Israel, the Jews, in the same room having a discussion. It did not turn out well for the gay guy. They ran him out of the country because Islam does not tolerate homosexual. It does not. They killed him. So the American dream is not something. It's an idea that you can come somewhere and you can make good without having to sacrifice your beliefs. That if you work hard, that you can make and you can survive. That's the American dream. Most other countries, you cannot do this. The government controls everything. The religion controls everything. And so the American dream, it's like you're allowed to dream to be rich. You're allowed to dream to be famous. You're allowed to dream to be powerful. That's the American dream. You're allowed to dream about whatever you want. Islam does not allow for this. You must only do what God tells you. You must only live the path of God. You must only walk in the footsteps of God, or Allah, or whatever. In America, it's not. You can do whatever you want to do in America. And you can achieve your dreams here in America. I see Islam driving Lamborghini. I see Christians driving Lamborghini. I see Jews driving Lamborghini in America. In America, that's the American dream. But as religion becomes nothing here and Islam takes over, the American dream is getting smaller. It's getting smaller. It's changing. because I think that they're not allowed to. You must always, every day, be Islam, and that changed things. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have gay friends. You're not allowed to have Christian friends. And if you do, you always remember what they are. They're always Christians. They're always Catholics. They'll never be one of the same. They'll never be brothers and sisters. America has freedom. That's right. It's a different freedom. We don't have to wear hijabs and niqabs. We don't have to pray every 5 hours. We don't have to go to mosque. We don't have to pay the religion. We don't have to do this. We choose to do this. We choose to do this. It's choice. And a lot of people in America are choosing no religion. People in America that are Islam, they're leaving Islam. People in America that are Jews, they are leaving Jew. People that are Christians, they're leaving Christianity in America because you have the choice. There's not a government telling you what you have to do. That's the freedom. America has homeless. It's because people from all these other countries are coming here thinking they can live for free. And they find out that it's hard work and they have to live on the streets. If you look at most of our homeless right now, they're from people from other countries that they don't speak English. We will turn them into Americans one day. They will become Americans. That's how America became so great, is because we take everybody. Because everybody wants to be American. Nobody's killing themselves to go and live in Saudi Arabia. Nobody's killing themselves to go live in Tunisia. Nobody's killing themselves to live in Morocco. Nobody's killing themselves to live in Syria. They're only killing themselves to live here in America, to be here with Americans, and to have dirty, nasty times with blonde hair, blue eye, white American horse. That's right, because all America really, all the world sees of Americans is porn. That's all they know is porn and beer and football. But let me tell you what, America has won every war we've ever come across because we know how to fight. We know how to stick together and fight. You either join us, become American, or you fall. You fall victim to Islam. You fall victim to whoever your oppressor is. If you are a gay guy in Saudi Arabia, if you're a gay guy in Morocco, if you're a gay guy in Tunisia, if you're a gay guy in Lebanon, you are dead. You're a dead man. You must live the way they tell you to live. Let me tell you why. Because Australians, the whole history of Australia being a prison for Europe is fascinating. It's fascinating. It's just fascinating how your country started and how strong your culture is there in Australia. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Americans are fascinating. We were the Wild West with cowboys and when you think of Australia, it's a lot of that still going on. It's still a lot of outback. The down under. Vietnam. How does it kick America's ass? With technology or something? Because I just see a lot of boys dressed up like girls on the streets blowing tourists for money. That's what I see. I see lots of people from Taiwan killing themselves to come to America. Sneaking into America because the line's too long. I don't want to wait 10 years to become American. I'm going to sneak over right now. I see every country out there almost killing themselves just to get here, just to be American. And that's not an accident. That's no accident. Like I said, I don't see people killing themselves to swim across the ocean to land in Saudi Arabia, the United Emirates, all those beautiful countries over there with thousands and thousands of years of beautiful culture and people. Beautiful people. I don't see anybody dying to go over there. I see people dying to come here. That's because American culture, American dream is real. It's something that is real. It's beautiful. And all other countries can see the beauty in it. Whether you like it or not, people are dying to come here. You might not be dying to come here, but give it 20 years and all the people around you will be gone. They'll be here in America, and it will no longer be America. It will be Yeah, America's real poor right now. We give our money away to you guys so you guys can fight your wars. We give our money to you guys so you can keep your economy from collapsing. We do what we got to do out here in America. If the pendulum will swing, though, one day we'll all be happy again, and everyone will get along, and your children will hang out with my children, and no one will care about religion or color. We'll all be the same. Everyone will be the same. Jews will have marriages with Islam. Islam will have marriages with Buddha and Hindu, and everyone will be happy. It's crazy because everyone right now in this chat is talking on American technology. It's all developed by Americans because we have the freedom to create. We have the freedom to create. We have the freedom to dream about being rich, and we have the freedom to make it happen. Americans have free education for Americans out here to make us smart so we can create. And it's being laughed at by other countries. And everything, your smartphones, your cars, everything is created by American culture and European culture and freedoms. And we don't say, no, it's American. We say, please accept our culture. Take our culture and use our culture. Love our culture. Give us some of your culture so we can all share. Because all cultures are beautiful, especially when you mix them together. When you mix all cultures together, it's really nice. Well, I'm watching Islam killing Houthis. They're killing. It's. I get what you're saying. There's bad people in every religion. There's bad people in every religion. In every religion. Bad people out there in this world. And that's, I think, why the future. Some people think the future is no religion. That no religion. They say all religion is bad religion. And I don't know. I'm not that smart. I'm just a dude in America that works real hard to feed his family. And I talk to lots of people everywhere, every day. I talk to all religions. I don't discriminate against all religions. I have conversations with all religions. And that's how most Americans are. Discussion is allowed. America has freedom of speech. We can speak. Unless it's talking about genders. That's a big no-no. Well, you're confused. Most American education is free. All of education is free in America, but some colleges, some places, they're called private colleges. They're very expensive, but that's because they're owned by somebody. They're owned by people, not by the government. They're not owned by the cities or the states. In America, it's all free. You got to pay for your books. You got to pay for certain expenses. You got to pay for your housing. But it's all free. All my kids are all good. I went through all of school. I did not pay any money. And that's because I pay taxes. Our taxes that we pay here go to pay for education. They pay for this. So all peoples in America, Islam, Buddhists, everyone gets free education. Not just Catholics or not just Buddhists or not just Islam. So if your country is telling you that American education is not free, then they're telling you a lie. Because I tell you what, you can go to the most expensive college in America and you say, I'm Islam, I'm minority, you get in for free. But a white American guy must pay. Because I must pay so other people don't have to pay. And that's what we call affirmative action. That's what we call minority, intersectional victimhood. What do you mean by dangerous animals? What country has dangerous animals? I think Africa has elephants that are dangerous and tigers that are dangerous. What do you mean you don't have dangerous animals? Yeah. Well, you got a problem because most of our politicians in America, they've never had a job. They've never started a business. They've never paid taxes. They only know government, and that's it. So how could government run business if they've never run a business? So when Donald Trump came in there, he was a very successful businessman, and he wanted to run the country like a business. And that was kind of scary to America, because America's like, wait a minute, America business is greedy, America business is mean. But the world is not a fun place. The world is a very mean place. There's very mean people out there. Very mean people out there. I hope one day Islam and Christians and Catholics and Buddhists and everybody can get along. And you could tell me everything you do not like about me, and you have to trust that I will not get mad. And I could tell you everything I don't like about you, and I'm going to trust that you don't get mad at me. Because we must learn about each other. We must not hide. We must not be afraid. We must have open discussion where anybody can say anything they want, even if it might be mean or hurt someone's feeling. Because if you have that question, we need to fix it. We need to fix it. If I have wrong information, you need to educate me. And I need to be willing for you to teach me a lesson. If I'm wrong, I need to be strong enough to sit here and shut up and have you teach me what's right. And I need to be humble. And I need to be patient. Because Islam is not stupid. Islam is very, very, very smart. Islam is much older than America. Islam is much older than anything that I've ever experienced. And there's nothing stupid about Islam. So I can never have an argument or a debate with Islam. I'll never be as smart as Islam. I can have many, many questions about Islam, though. Many, many questions about Islam that it's not bad to ask a question. You have to think of Americans asking questions about Islam like a child asking questions, but sometimes we ask the question wrong and it sounds bad. Nonetheless, we're asking the questions, though. We're curious. We are very, very curious in America. We want education in America everywhere we can get it. Oh, we'll always love you. I will always love you. I'm talking about you, Islam. I'm talking about you, Hindu. I'm talking about you, Buddha. What happens if a Christian says Allah Akbar? What happens? What happens? Is it bad? Is it like I'm making fun of because I'm not Islam? What happens if I say everyone go brah? I'm not Jewish. Does it mean I'm anti-Semitic? Because it seems like everybody wants to attack everybody because nobody trusts anybody. Nobody trusts anybody. But I trust you guys. I trust you guys. I don't have anybody in my whole city. There's no Islam. There's no Buddha, no Hindu. There's no anybody. It's only just people. There we go, mutant. There we go. TP for my butthole. Hey, did you watch the new Beavis and Butthead movies that came out during COVID? I think they brought the TV show back for a little while with Mike Judge. He brought it back, and I think it already bombed though. How are you doing, JH? How are you doing? I backed into a little truck stop out here. I'm in my own town right now. Things I didn't drive to here, so I don't have a vehicle here. So I must park my truck here and wait for my wife to come and pick me up. But she's at work right now. So I must wait. I must wait and have a discussion with my Islam friends. so that they can fix my ignorance, and they can teach me the true ways of the Quran. I could drive the truck there, but in my town it's very small. There's no roads. It's only dirt roads, and I could get the truck into my driveway, but I can't get the trailer too. It's too big. I've got a very large farm, but the driveway, I've got ditches for the rain to go through, and I can get the truck in, but the trailer won't go in, and it'll sink into the ground, really deep into the ground. And so there's a truck stop off the highway that I park here, and I usually have my car parked here that I can take it and drive home. But I knew I was going to be gone for a long time, and I didn't want to disrespect these people. These people are there. I think they're Islam here. They run this store here. They're from I think Bengali, and they're Islam. They're very nice people. I used to put them on my YouTube channel, and they used to put me on their TikTok. They do their TikTok for the Islam back home. They don't speak English here very well. They don't really assimilate. They don't have to assimilate, but I don't want to disrespect them by parking my car here for 2 weeks. So I left my car at home, which means now I gotta wait. And I just sit here and I wait. I think my wife will get off work in 2 hours. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not in any hurry. I'm just glad I'm not on the road anymore. I'm in my hometown. I'm in my hometown. Yeah, me too. There's a lot of people that are in America that their brothers in their family have died for American rights in wars, and their grandparents, every generation has sacrificed lives for America and for our flag here in America, just like every other country. But other countries, they come here and they want the money, they want all the dream, but they don't want to become American. And this is confusing for Americans, because our ancestors, our other generations came here from other countries and we became American, and together as Americans we are strong. But if you are Islam and you are Buddha and you are Hindu and everyone's different in America, we're not strong. We're separate. The only way we can truly become enough strong is everybody has to agree on the same ideas and beliefs, that flag represents all of us. And now in America, people have to take their American flags down because it offends people. It hurts people's feelings. And some Americans, they will fight you every day because they know people that have died for that American flag, just like they have died for your Tunisian flag, they've died for the Russian flag, they died for all your country's flags. Well, just like every job, a lot of truck jobs, you drive 8 hours a day, you go home every night. Some jobs, you're gone 2 days a week. Sometimes you're gone all week and you come home on the weekends. Every truck job is different. Your job, they ask you, how much do you want to work? How much do you want to earn? All right, here's how we do this. So it's not like you have to be gone. A lot of the jobs in the city, you drive a truck with no sleep. There's no bed in the back. It's just what they call a day cab. And you just drive it for a few hours. You park it and go home. Every night you can see your family. And then there's some jobs where you're gone for 6 months. For many, many months. And that's a different type of human being that could do that. That's a different human being right there. Yep. I don't know. Everything I've heard about the difference between America and other places, obviously, it's propaganda. It's all propaganda. But what I can see is countries that are thousands and thousands of years old cannot stop fighting. They fight their neighbors. They fight each other. They have dirt floors in their house. They have no windows. You know, and I don't think they need shoes or they need floors and stuff. But how come America has all of this? What did America do differently than all of these very, very, very old, respectable cultures? How come the American culture has such success when it comes to security, safety, and wealth? It makes you think, like, what happened that we're next to Mexico, we're next to these countries that are very, very poor, but they can see how we did it. How come they don't do it too? Let people start businesses, let people have families, let them have their own religion, and let them do what they want to do to thrive in their own property. But then you get some countries where all the land is owned by the government's run by the religion. Who hate dirty towels? Who's got oil? We got oil? We got fracking, baby. We got that gasolina. No, I appreciate the guys from Islam, people in here talking and not getting mad and leaving, because there's discussions out there. Not everything needs to make people mad. Not everything. Well, I'm talking corruption. What about Hamas? Is that not corrupt? I mean, there's lots of people in every religion that are corrupt. The Vatican is not the Pope is not corrupt. Catholics have lots of corruption with abusing children and stealing wealth from other countries. This historical murder and death of other religions. I don't think the cops hate truckers. I think that the cops understand that there's a lot of money they can make by being being very aggressive towards truckers. It's about money. Every time I get pulled over and I have to pay money for something that I did wrong, it's not me. It's always the company that has to pay. It's never the driver, the trucker themselves, because the government attacks businesses because the businesses have the money. So it looks like people hate truckers, but it's not so. It's politics. There's a whole lot of money there, and they just try to take it because the government is greedy. Well, and America was always at war in the beginning. So you could say there's war because there's always been war, but yes, America's been through wars. So we won the wars, and now we're best friends, and we support everyone we defeated in the wars. We supply Japan with the money to keep their economy. We supply Germany with the protection and the security of all of Europe. We protect them all financially. We protect them from Russia. We protect them from China. We protect everyone. These same people, Vietnam, we protect so they can keep their government. After we destroy these countries, it was never because we hate the people. It was just politics. Well, you can't say religion doesn't have anything to do with it when the majority of the country is one religion. You know, if all the whole country is white and black people are saying they cannot succeed, but it has nothing to do with race, it's like, wait a minute. But yeah, when it's all one, it's weird. It's weird how people work when you're surrounded by people that are just like you. And it makes it okay to discriminate. And that's why diversity is real effective in America. Because we have cities in America where it's all one color, one religion, but our government is trying to change that by putting people in those on purpose to change this, to make it diverse. Because when it's diverse, it's easier to control. But when it's all one strong mind, it's very hard to control that. It's very hard to control. But when everyone has lost their religion, it's very easy to control, because now the government, they worship the government. And look at the American government right now. It's being controlled by China. It's being controlled by Saudi Arabia. It's being controlled by all kinds of other influences. Yeah, I've never heard of that, but truckers abusing each other. Um, for most of American history, truck drivers was a very respectable job. You had to really fight and work hard to be a truck driver. But this is changing now. Right now, that it's being changed where if I go to the places where trucks go, nobody's speaking English, and everybody's fighting, and there's trash everywhere, and there's just disgusting poverty. There's rape. There's murder, and this was not the way, because truck drivers, it was a very respectable job. The people dressed up really nice. They wore very clean clothes. They wore special shoes so you don't get hurt. They wore company logos on them. Now you got people from third world countries coming here, and they don't wear shoes. They wear barefoot. They take their trash. They throw it out the window. There's no respect for anybody, and that's because the culture changes. When, say, Islam comes to America and they see Catholics and Christians, they don't have respect for them. So why would they assimilate to them? When Catholics and Christians, they see Islam, they don't have respect for them. And it's a big problem. We have to assimilate together into one. It's crazy to go to the truck top and see people from countries that don't like America, and they're just destroying America. What happens if what happens if I am blonde hair and blue eyes, I go to Tunisia and I say, you need to allow Christians, I'm going to open McDonald's, and if you don't, I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to discriminate against you. Islam would look at me and they'd laugh at me. They would laugh at me, and they would slowly but very aggressively remove me from the country. But in America, we cannot do this because everyone has the freedom here. If you want to come to America and build a mosque, what you do is you work hard, you buy a church, and you turn it into a mosque. But I don't think this works like this in Islam. I think that if Islam wants you stuff, they take it. And they say, sorry, it is for Islam. Because that's not freedom. Freedom means I can buy a mosque and I can turn it into a bar and nobody will get mad at me. But if you go to Tunisia and you buy a mosque and you turn it into a bar selling alcohol, they will cut your head off. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not anything. I'm an American. So I'm not really on one side or the other. As a matter of fact, there's one religion that I think is really good, but at the same time I think it's really bad, and it's Mormon. Because I go to Mormon towns, and it's perfect. Everyone has a job. Everyone has clean houses. Everyone has clean paint in houses. Everyone's got new cars, and everyone works together. The community works together. It's like this. It's just like a utopia. But at the same time, people call them a cult because they only want Mormons there. They don't want anybody else there. And if you are not Mormon, then every day they come and they try to make you Mormon. They don't want you to be Christian. They don't want you to be Islam. This is the problem that I have. I don't even know if you got Mormons in your countries over there, huh? Maybe that's just an American problem. Does Islam say you can be gay? My religion or American religion says no, you cannot be gay. So it's not that one religion is bad by saying it, but I think right now the religions are changing. I think Catholic says, okay, now you can be gay. I think Christians saying, okay, now you can be gay. And this is the problem, that Islam has never changed. Islam has always been strong. There's never been social pressure to change Islam. But every Christian, every Catholic, all that stuff, it's different. It's different. And so a lot of people think Christian and Catholic is weak because they change. And Islam is strong because they don't change. Well, so we could figure that out. So in America, we have where the government wants to control everyone, and the only way to do that is to make people scared. So they want to take the guns away so they can control us. We've had a civil war here where the government tried to take over, and we fought back, and we won. We defeated the government, and the people won. And what they're doing is they're trying to say assault rifle is not real. Assault rifle is an opinion. What if you define assault and you define rifle? They do not go together. You cannot go and say, I would like to purchase an assault rifle. This does not exist. This is like saying evil Islam. Okay, that's my opinion. It's not fair. That's not a real opinion. It makes people upset. But if I keep saying evil Islam, everyone's going to go, oh my God. So what they do is they say, America has assault rifle. What is an assault rifle? You mean AR-15? You know what AR stands for? Armalite rifle. It doesn't say assault in the name. It stands for Armalite, was the company that invented it. And this is just a gun. You're talking about M16 is a military weapon. M16 is a fully automatic, very dangerous, very illegal. Very illegal in America. We have no machine guns in America. It's been illegal since the 80s. What happened is a rifle. They're trying to ban all guns. What they have to do is they make you scared of them by calling them assault rifle. And they say any gun that looks scary is an assault rifle. But you have to define what is an assault rifle, where you pull the trigger and many, many bullets pull out. This is illegal. We do not have this here. Only the police have this, and only the military have this. People do not have this. If you get caught with this, you will go to jail for a very long time. However, the media talks about America has assault rifles and they're deadly. Well, because they look scary. Our cars look badass too. We got cars that do very slow, but they look very fast. These guns are very scary, but they're very small. They're 22. They're .223 caliber. They're very small guns. By Muslim, but what kind of Muslim? Was it American Muslim? Was it American that spoke American that respected the American flag, or was this like from Turkey or from? The thing is, it's different because when the Muslims come here, they experience real freedom to create and grow. They have no restriction on their thoughts as long as they respect their God and they respect their government. We have a lot of Muslim here in America. We are allowed to be Muslim in America. We don't discriminate. But yes, we have guns here, and that's how we defend ourselves against a government that wants to control us. Europe, you can't do that in Europe. Australia, not so much in Australia. Canada, they've taken all the guns away in Canada. But in America, the government will not control us because we control the government. That's the problem, is the government can't make you weak. We are the government in America. The government is the people. There's not a king. There's not a God. It's the people that run the country. And this is what they need to realize about America is when the government gives you money, it's not the government giving you money. It's the people giving you money. So the people give you money, you have to respect the people. The people want to speak English. The people don't want war. You have to do that. You can't bring other cultures here and expect America to give, but you're not become American. You can go to a Walmart and buy a gun. Hell yeah, you could buy a gun. You can buy a gun anywhere you want. Well, some cities have it. Like Chicago, you can't because there's too many minorities that kill each other. I mean, there's certain cultures out there that are prone to killing each other. We all know there's people out there that for some reason they can't stop killing each other. But look at American TV. Look at American neighborhoods. There's no violence anywhere. There's guns in every house here. Nobody's killing each other. Only in the cities where there's minorities. Only in the cities where there's cultures that do not get along. Listen, Malik, I cannot say that. I'm a white American. I'm not allowed to have that opinion. However, I do see what you see. And certain people, certain peoples, certain cultures really are struggling with value of life and how valuable life is and how you can have a gun to protect yourself, but you don't use that to take a life. And there's people that just buy guns only to take lives. Yeah, we've got a lot of Muslim friends out here. A lot of Muslim friends. Islam is everywhere. Yeah, well, of course Muslims can. Muslims can do pretty much whatever they feel they need to do as long as they don't disrespect their God. But I don't think this is common everywhere. I think this is acceptable in some cultures in some areas, but I don't think that if I'm in Saudi Arabia, I don't think I'm going to be treated as equal as Islam will. Yeah, it seems like the most successful, the richest country, they say America, guns has never been a problem. I don't think guns is a problem in America. I think that there's certain people in America that are a problem. Hey, I don't know, JH. You're not going to offend me. If you're offending them, then I can't speak for them, but you can't hurt my feelings, bro. You can tell me that white people are lazy. You can say Americans are dumb. You're not going to offend me, bro. I was not raised to where I have to defend my God. Christians were not raised to kill people that disrespected King Fahad. If you make a joke with King Fahad, you die. You make a joke about Muhammad, you die. This is not American culture. You're allowed to not like my God. You're allowed to hate my God. You're allowed to hate me. You're allowed to disrespect everything. It's a freedom in America. I know I go to a Muslim country and I disrespect Muhammad. I might as well shoot myself in the head before they cut my head off. I've watched a lot of videos, real videos on the internet, where they take a sword in the middle of town and they take people's heads off. Now, I don't speak Islam. I don't speak Arabic. I don't speak any of those, but I see the videos. I see people getting their heads cut off. I see the videos. I watched a video where Islam, he found out his wife was talking to another man. Right there in the street, he cut her head off and held it and walked through the town while everyone respected him. I get that that's very extreme. I get that's very, very, very extreme. But can you show me an example of that in America? Because in America, if your wife cheats on you, you divorce her. You don't kill her. You divorce her. If I can admit that the videos they show me of Islam is wrong and they're brainwashing me, can you admit that the videos they show you of America is wrong and they're brainwashing you? Can you? If I could admit that the Bible, that the Christian Bible has errors in it and it is flawed, can you admit that Islam might have also the same in the Quran? Or no, it doesn't work this way, huh? What a weird world we live in. I think in the Christian religion there were bad people and they did bad things. And I think the Christians, I think they killed them. They imprisoned them and killed them because they don't want people to think Christians are this or Catholics are this. I think that there's still corruption, of course, but I think that they're doing what they can to stop this bad stuff. And I think also Islam is dealing with the same problem. We have to understand Hiroshima, they bombed us first. They came and bombed America. Remember Pearl Harbor? Do you remember they came and they bombed us when we were sleeping? They got what they deserved. You don't fight somebody and then run and say, don't fight back. You don't go as Hamas and bust into Israel and then kill Israel and then say, please don't, let's do ceasefire. And when you start a war, you got to believe America's going to finish it. You got to believe America's going to finish it. And Japan came over here, dropped some bombs on us, and before they got home, we destroyed them, so they came home to nothing. And that's what happens when you mess with a strong culture like America. We protect our families and we protect our beliefs. To the very last drop of blood, we will fight. And we did fight, unfortunately. But we fought so hard that we don't have to fight anymore. Hey, that's a chick on that lawnmower, dude. That's a chick on that lawnmower. We did not just Hiroshima, we also did Nagasaki. We dropped 2 bombs. They dropped 1,000 bombs on America, and we dropped 2 bombs on this. Yes, but war is not beautiful, and war is not favor. It's not fair. If you choose to go to war, then you must choose to decide. You must choose. You must take the risk. If Japan comes to America's soil and land and drops a bomb, then Japan has made a choice to fight. And that was a fight they were not ready for. That was not ready for. And they lost that fight. They lost it very, very fast. And same with Hamas. You want to fight against Israel, you choose to fight. They chose to fight. Israel, maybe in the past, were bad people, but from what I understand, there was a peace. There was a ceasefire. That nobody was allowed to bomb anybody until everybody talked it over. But somebody decided no more ceasefire, no more peace, we must fight. And all of a sudden now it's bad to fight back. This is very confusing. I hear free Palestine. And as an American, I think Israel is freeing Palestine from Hamas. I think Israel is getting rid of Hamas so that Palestine can be free. Well, if Hamas would stop hiding behind innocent children, but imagine if Israel stops bombing and Hamas gets powerful again, it's only the same war again. How do you fix this? You can't say ceasefire because there was a ceasefire. Hamas violated the ceasefire. What do you just make another ceasefire? Okay, I apologize. How does this work? Who wins? Barbieheimer. Listen, I'm not proud of American Barbie. I'm not proud. Barbie does not make me proud to be an American. As a matter of fact, Barbie makes me embarrassed to be American. It makes me embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that the whole world can see that Americans have Barbie. Islam would never have Barbie. I've never watched Barbie, and I'll never watch it. I am a straight white man that likes women, and I don't need to watch a Barbie. A Barbie was for girls to watch. Like in America, they're taking everything that had men in it, and they're making it new with only women. And that's a problem. That is a big, big problem. It's backfiring. This is creating big problems. Do you know that Christians' most sacred, most respected Holy Land is not in Israel? It's in Palestine, and we are not and they're not trying to take it. Bethlehem, where Jesus, their big savior, was born, is not located in anywhere Christian anywhere. It's in Islam territory, and nobody's taking it. It's not about the land, because if it was about the land, Israel would have taken that land too, huh? They would have taken it. They would have taken all holy lands, and they would have destroyed all the mosques around Israel, but they did not do this. I see videos of mosques all over the place. I see videos of it all over the place. And I don't know if it's a lie or not. I have no idea what's a lie or not, but I see videos of it. Maybe it's AI. Maybe it's computer generated. Yeah, There's a lot of bad people in Christian and Catholic. There's a lot of people that are bad. Bad, bad, bad. And that's why racism in America is bad, because we put people in categories, and if one person is bad, we say all of them are bad, and this is the problem in America. And it's not Americans that think this, it's the media telling this. That says, oh, there is Islam making fear. We must fear all Islam. And then we have Islam in America looking around going, what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? We do barbecues and picnics too. It's really bad games that they're playing by making us hate each other. They're making us fight. But I'm almost 50 years old. I'm almost 50 years old. I have no hate left. All of when I was young and angry because they told me to be angry, it's all gone. Yeah. I bet the joke will be on us when they find out our religion is fake and we all were just fighting for no reason. Just to fight. Just so they can control us. How do you get people to fight without religion? How do you get non-religious people to fight? How do you control non-religious people? You use race. You use skin color. You use class. Rich against poor. Black against white. When you can no longer use religion to make people fight and to control people, you must use race. You must use race. Because this is the only thing that we cannot change, is the color of our skin. If you see somebody disrespecting Islam, you will fight for them. If you are black and you see someone disrespecting black, you will fight for them because they are people. They are your people. And that's how they make us fight. Because they're running out of religious fights because people are less religious now. They must use race now. And what happens when everyone thinks everyone's the same race? They must use class. Then it's rich against poor. When black people and white people are fighting together, this is very scary for the powerful people. It's very, very scary when Islam and Christians and Muslims and Buddhists and Hindus are all friends. This is very scary to the people that control us. Is how are they going to control us if we're all friends? How? Pick a side, bro. Don't pick a side. I don't pick a side. I don't believe in one side. I don't think that Jewish people are more right than Islam people. And I don't think Islam people are more right than Jewish people. I think both people are wrong in the war. And both people should stop fighting. But I cannot tell people to stop fighting because I did not lose the blood. I did not lose the family members. So all I can do is shut up from America and just talk with my friends. I get it. You stick and you make sure you protect your own peoples, and I understand that. But I know that Jews have killed Islam, and I know that Islam have killed Jews, and I think both are wrong, and there's no excuse for death. There's no excuse for war. Yeah, I think America should stop giving Israel money. I think if Israel loses the war, then they were meant to lose the war. I think America should stop giving Hamas and Palestine money. If Palestine loses the war, then they deserve to lose the war. It's not my fight. It's not my fight. I'm a stupid American. I need to just stick to American flag and cheeseburgers and football. That's it. Because then I'm talking about things that I don't know about. Except these wars are being paid for from my money. Every time I get money from my company, I have to give this to the government so the government can give it to the wars over there. And I don't want the wars. I want my money. I want to feed my family. But as long as we agree that one side is wrong and the other side is right, then this war will never end. More thousands and more thousands and more thousands of years of war, and your peoples over there will never be at peace. And you watch America over here not fighting, and we're thriving and doing good, and then it makes it like Americans are pigs. There's no hate, there's only questions. And maybe the questions are not smart. Maybe the questions come from a very stupid place. But nobody in here said, no, I didn't hear anybody say they hate Muslim. I didn't hear anybody say they hate Christian. I did see people say they hate Jews. I did see that. I'm not Jewish, so I get it. As far as I'm concerned, didn't the Jews kill Jesus? How come the Christians aren't fighting the Jews? I mean, if the Christians were protective of their God, why won't they go kill the Jews? It's crazy to say that okay, you killed our Savior and you laughed at us and you spit in our faces, but okay, we're all friends now. Maybe it's a little weird to me. Could you imagine if Israel killed Muhammad back then, like the Jews killed Jesus? Imagine the war that would be right now every day if the Jews killed Islam, killed Muhammad, like they did Jesus. Is it because the Christians are forgiving? Are they Samaritans? Somebody must be forgiving. Somebody forgave the Jews for killing their Savior. Well, they hung him on a cross until he was dead. But a lot of people in America don't believe this stuff. Science is out there. Everyone wants to be smart, and science is saying our religion is wrong. At least American science. Yeah. What if we're all wrong and Islam is right? But at the same time, Islam is wrong. And Muhammad was not a man, but Muhammad was a woman. What if Muhammad was a woman and we were all wrong? What if Jesus was a woman and they were all wrong? You know what I mean? What if everyone's wrong? All of this blood for nothing. What if I go to Saudi Arabia or a very Muslim country and I ask this question? What if Muhammad was a woman? Would they laugh at me or would they hurt me? I think they would hurt me. I don't think I'm allowed to think this. I don't think I'm allowed to ask this. I'm just supposed to shut up, eat my cheeseburgers. One thing about America is I love the American stereotypes. I love how other countries make fun of Americans because it's true. Everything, we like guns, we like cowboys, we like cheeseburgers, everything is true. But what we say about other countries, they do not like this. It's not true. It's horrible. We're not like this. Say, wait a minute. We can admit that we are a very funny, stupid society. But at the same time, we can't be that stupid. We create a lot. We're very rich in this country. We got the big army. So as stupid as we are we stupid or are we just happy? We're a happier people. Do you have Mormons? You ever heard of Mormons over there? And those countries, do you have Mormons over there? Or is that some weird name that you don't know what that is? We got so many religions in this country. Too many religions. We have too many. In America, I could go to the government and I could say, I want to start a religion. And the government says that will be $75, please. And then I can open a building for this religion, and I can get people, and I can get bigger than Christian, bigger than Islam, and nobody can stop me in America. That's freedom. We did that here. It's called Scientology. You ever heard of Scientology in America? In American government, I need $75. I can make a new religion, and this is okay. And we do this. We have Scientology. Most of the big celebrities in America are Scientology. They're not Christian. They're not Muslim. They're not Jew. They call Scientology. Yeah. The thing we have in America is the freedom, right? So they try to, like, I have the freedom to change. In America, you can make a new Islam. You could say, we're Islam, but what we do is we don't eat meat. And it's okay, it's a new Islam. Well, they do that with Christians here, where they create new Christian stuff here all the time, and that's where Mormons came from. They say Jesus came back again and again, and now there's a new prophet, Prophet Joseph, and you're allowed to marry 100 women, and women are. In America, we've got some funny laws out here, man. It's too much freedom sometimes. Too much freedom. Oh no, I know what you're saying. I'm saying in America, people try to be new and creative and invent new things. So that in America, we will say I'm Christian, but I'm a new, and they'll make a new word, and they will just change something. And I'm pretty sure they haven't not done that to Islam. I don't think anybody has changed Islam. I think Islam is too strong. I think it's too strong. I think Christians, they changed because they're coward. They're scared. I think Catholic, they changed because they're cowards. I think they're afraid. And I think Islam is not afraid. And that's why Islam is very dangerous, because they're not afraid. Islam is one of those religions where if you're told to by somebody special in your religion, put bombs on your chest and go into that school and blow them up, that not all Islam will, but many Islam will do this for their God. And they get 40 virgins, right? If you do something very, very good for your religion, you get to go to heaven and get 40 virgins, which is a hell of an incentive. However, Americans think if you go and you earn, you earn 40 virgins in heaven. And now you're in heaven, and you're with these 40 virgins. Well, I'm a guy. I like girls. So, and this is going to sound bad, but by the end of the day, there's going to be no virgins. So, when I go to heaven with 40 virgins, it seems very short-minded. So you die because you want the 40 virgins in heaven, but they're only going to be a virgin for the first day, and then now you're stuck with these old ladies. Now you got 40 old ladies. And now they're eating too much food, and now you want them to cover up because you don't want to see their faces, and they get hairy faces, and they get real fat legs, just like all women do. Now you're in heaven, stuck with 40 fat women, and you're like, but what happened to my virgins? Right? How does that work? How does the virgins work if you're Islam and you're in heaven? Do they stay virgins forever? Because there's a joke in America. The reason why Islam kills babies is because you get 40 virgins up there, so you got to pack heaven full of virgins. It's forbidden. It's forbidden. Well, they're saying that there's people that were innocent in Israel that were bombed on that one day recently, that they might be Jews, that they might not like, and they might hate Palestine, but they were not bombing Palestine. They were at home with their families when they died. And those were innocent people. And I think Jews, they go and they kill innocent Hamas, and they kill innocent Palestinians. I get that. But at the same time, if Islam cannot kill innocent people, what happened in Israel? What happened to those people in Israel that were at home in the middle of the night with their families? Were they innocent? Or were they just bad? Because I don't think the people that died in Israel, I don't think they were having bombs in their hands and throwing them at Islam. I think they were at home with their families. And I think when Israel is bombing Palestinians that they're also killing innocent people. I think both sides are willing to kill innocent people, and then they get mad at the other side for killing innocent people. It's hard to say who's good when both sides are killing innocent people. What if America does the right thing and we just drop the bombs and kill them all? If you have a war and you cannot find peace, we will end your suffering. We will drop bombs over it and no one else will be suffering forever. We'll get rid of the hate. Everyone that hates must die. How about if America did that? Would the rest of the world come and bomb America? Because that would be too mean because we're bombing innocent people? Maybe. I don't know how that works. I think that America's too afraid to bomb either side, so we pay other countries to do it for us. So you know how America became America? Is we fought wars. We came here and we sacrificed millions and millions of lives. We did not ask for anything for free. So for Palestine to go anywhere and ask for free, it's very difficult to ask. You must go to war because nobody's going to give up their land. If you want your own land, you must take it. And when you take it, you never let it go. You never, ever let it go because you'll never get it back. And this is the problem. We have a culture that lost the war and lost their land, and they're asking for land, please, and nobody wants to give them land. Lebanon does not want to help the Palestinian. They don't want to help Gaza. Egypt, also Islam, does not want to help Gaza. Syria does not want to help Gaza. Nobody wants to help Gaza. How come? I think that if all Islam were to get together in the Middle East, they could end Israel in one day. Why will they not do this? Oh yeah, I think America's evil when they give us money to war. I think that America needs to stop giving Israel money. And most of America thinks this. I would say all of America thinks this, but there's a lot of people in America that believe the lies and the propaganda. They believe that Hamas and they believe that Palestine, they're all bad, and they believe that Israel is righteous. And I get that. I understand. Well, what happened was Israel won the war. They won. There was a war between Israel and Islam, and Israel won the war. They won. Instead of turning this into more Israel, they said, okay, you can have this piece here. It was actually the Europeans that gave that. They took Palestine, the Gaza Strip, they took it from Egypt, and Europe gave it to you guys, gave it to Palestine. And what happened? They have no democratic election because if they elect, they will only elect Hamas leader, which is not democratic because it's based on religion and not politics. It's very different than America. We have a law here. We have separate religion from government. It's a law. We have this here. That's so that the church cannot come and control things. The church cannot say if Christians ran America, then we would not allow Islam. If Catholics ran America, we would not allow Buddhists. But the fact is, no religion runs our government here. All people run our government here. This does not happen in Gaza. This does not happen. Well, that's good. America took a lot. America takes 80% of all refugees in the whole world. America takes them. America pays for them. All. America pays and cares for 80% of all. All Islam refugees, the European countries pay for them. Europe is paying for them. England is paying for them. Italy is paying for them. Everyone is taking care of Islam except for Islam. Islam is not saying, hey, Islam people, come to Turkey. Come to Lebanon. They're not saying this. They're saying, go to European countries. Go there. It's like, why Islam is not, why is there not taken care? How come we have all of Islam here? Why didn't Islam, if it's safer over there for Islam than over here with the Jews and the Christians? Well, it's because we pay for them. We give them money to live. Why does Islam not take care of Islam? Why does European countries take care of? Why does all the refugees go to American or go to European countries for help? Why do they not go to Islam countries for help? Dubai, United Empresses? Why don't they go fight their kings that are taking all their money? Why don't they go and kill the king and take the money back like in Saddam? They went to Saddam's palaces after we destroyed them, and people took back their wealth. They took back the palaces. They took back the gold for the people. How come Islam will not do this? How come Islam will allow the kings to take all the money and have Ferraris and Lamborghinis and jets and palaces everywhere, but the people are still poor? How come Islam leaders are not poor? I got a lot of American Christian leaders that are very, very rich, and it's very corrupt here. Very corrupt. Oh yeah, we got a really big problem with lobbying. But we're supposed to be working on a bill right now in America, working on a way to make it illegal. We have to regulate. If you are working for the government, you cannot be a lobbyist. And this is the law. I mean, we have people here that are making these laws. It's very hard to pass these laws. I think Hamas, I think Islam is very powerful in America. Very, very, very powerful in America. I think that it's almost to the point where Islam is same power as Catholics and the same power as Christians here, I think. And I think for a lot of people that's scary because the Islam government, the Islam religion, they have their own laws. They have their own way of life that does not conform with the American lifestyle. Well, Tunisia, I've only heard good about Tunisia. I've only heard good about Morocco. I've only heard good about not Syria, but Turkey. Lots of things in America where even though they're Islam, we don't hear bad, we only hear good. The problem is if America sees Islam country and we don't like them, America will destroy their government and then put American government there. And it does not work that way because Islam is not America. It doesn't work. We cannot make American politics and American way of life in Islam country. It doesn't work. It falls. We're Gaddafi. When we got rid of Gaddafi, when we got rid of Saddam, every time we get rid of a leader, it makes this worse. I don't know, man. I'll tell you, AS, I live the American dream. I live the American dream. It's in the cities where there's many minorities, there is no dream. I can show you where I live. Everyone is happy. I have a beautiful house, a beautiful yard. I've got healthy kids. I've got pets. I mow my grass is short. I pay all of my bills. Everyone is happy. This is the American dream. They don't show you this. When they show the American dream, it makes people come here. But then people think that the dream is free. There's nothing free. If you want the American dream, you have to work harder than anyone else. You have to work harder than anyone else. Could you imagine in Tunisia, all beautiful Tunisian people are working together without the government. The people working together to help each other, to fix the streets, to fix the economy, to fix the stores, to fix it. The government will not do this. The government relies on chaos only, otherwise you do not need the government. If you have a healthy community, you do not need the government. If you got a healthy religion, you do not need the government. Because the government is there and they're just a waste. It's irrelevant. The only way the government is powerful is to destroy the communities or destroy religion. And that leaves people worshiping the government and begging the government for stuff. Yeah, but Muhammad Ali was not his real name. He made that name up. His real name was Cassius Clay. His mother named him Cassius Clay. On his birth certificate, he was Cassius Clay, but he turned Muslim, and he did not want a white name. He wanted Islam, so he changed his name. And I get it. It's in America, you have the freedom to do this. And everybody called him Muhammad Ali. Every Christian called him Muhammad Ali. Every Buddhist called him Muhammad Ali. Nobody said, you are not Muhammad Ali. Nobody told him disrespectful anything because we have the right in this country. Well, what did he die? He changed his name. He changed his name. Didn't he go to prison because he wouldn't go to war. He refused to fight in the war. And when he was in prison, he converted from Christian to Islam, and then he changed his name. Mike Tyson is also Islam. You know Mike Tyson, but he didn't change his name. A lot of people change to Islam because they go to prison. And then in prison, they learned Islam, and they come out Islam. No, I hear you saying. I don't have a problem with it. I think I think it's fun to, as an American, it's fun to say Muhammad Ali. There's the letters that are together. They create the sounds that no American words have. So it's a fun thing to say. I don't know anything about it. I don't think he turned racist against Christians afterwards. I just think he was Islam. I don't think he was into war. I don't think he hated the Jews. You know what I mean? I don't think that he was part of that stuff. I think he saw something better when he was in prison. I think they were more accepting of his life experiences and forgiveness of his sins. I understand. It's like when you change your name because it's a white American Christian name to Muslim name, it shows a division. It shows a division. It wasn't like it was making division. He was being very political with this. He was against the American government. He was against Christianity because they were forcing him to go to war. As everyone had to go, all the white people had to go to war, all the black people go to war, but he didn't think he wanted to go to war because he was rich and he had privilege. So he was rebelling against the American way of life. So he did it disrespectfully. America still called him. We never said anything bad about it. Do you think so? I don't know. I have no idea who he would support. You think Muhammad Ali would support Hamas? I don't know. I think that like if you become a Christian, say you're Jewish and you become Christian, I don't think you believe in all the Christian stuff, but you do agree with the way I don't think you'll agree with all the craziness. Because we got some crazy Christians out here. Yeah, when you have it at private contractors, then you have a lot of corruption, huh? We have that here where these private companies they'll give our politicians money and the politicians will give them the contracts. And this is a big, big problem in America. Big, big problem. Every country is corrupt. So in your countries, when you think of America, do you think guns? Is assault rifle a real word in your country, or is it only American? Because if you think about it, if you go on Google and you search for assault, the definition of assault is all weapons. All weapons. Little handguns, a slingshot, a sling, throwing a rock. This is assault. So all guns were designed to assault. So when you say he has an assault weapon, you're like, wait a minute. Now you're trying to trick us to make us scared of something. Free Israel from America. What if we find out America is controlling Israel and we're using Israel to defeat Islam because we're too scared? We're too scared of having the blood on our hands. Well, in America, we have guns that some people call assault rifles because they have AR in the name. But the problem with that is it's not for assault rifle. It's for Armalite rifle, which is a company that created this whole design of guns. And so if you had an AR rifle, it was an Armalite rifle. Thing is there's 1,000 companies now making Armalite rifles. So it kind of diluted the terms. So now all of this style of rifle is considered an AR rifle. And if you don't know anything about guns, then you assume that it means assault rifle, and those just sound bad. I hear China is taking lots of money and they're building infrastructure in these African countries, but they're not giving them the money. They're loaning them the money. And these African countries are taking all the money, and the infrastructures are Chinese quality. And so their roads are collapsing and they still owe all this money. And they don't have the money to fight China. And so their roads are collapsing, their bridges are collapsing, and they still owe China all of this money. AS, I'm home, bro. This is the town I live in. This is it. This is the town. This is it. I live maybe 2 miles from this place where I'm parking here. So I'm gonna wait for my wife to get off work, and she's gonna pick me up. So I'm just gonna hang out here in the truck, hang out with the stream. You know, we're 2 hours into the stream, and there's still a couple hundred people in here. They're just listening to us babble. Hopefully they don't think we're fighting, you know, because we got a lot of Islam regulars on the stream. We got a lot of Christian regulars, and we got a lot of Jewish regulars in here, and anything goes in here. We don't silence speech in here. We ask each other some questions, even if they hurt. Even if you know if somebody else asked you, you might smack them or ignore them, but there's no room for fighting in here. Yeah, this is the town I live in. I'm in a little town in Missouri. And I'm parked at the local truck stop right off the freeway here. And in a couple hours, my wife will come and pick me up. I used to park my car here, so when I came back, I could drive home. But I'm gone too long these days. I don't want to leave my car here. Like I said earlier, the people that own this place, they're really nice people, and I don't want to just take advantage of them. Yeah. We had a big problem here that China was selling a lot of stuff here, and it was okay, but then China started selling us a lot of infrastructure things like steel and electronics, and it was very low quality, and it was putting American businesses out of business, and then we're only stuck with low quality, which is now a security risk. And that's a big deal here. Hey, I'm hauling scrap aluminum right now. Scrap aluminum. So that's just scraps inside the back of this 53-foot dry van. What time is it in America? Middle America right now is 2:58 p.m. It's almost 3 o'clock here. I think my wife gets off at 4. What I think is strange about that is when somebody comes in and does not speak, and they go, "Free Palestine," and then they leave. That's confusing. It's confusing. There's so many people that are very confused about this. This sure is. It's a 2023 Freightliner Cascadia. What, are you sitting up here watching me? How do you know it's a Freightliner? What are you looking at? Oh yeah, we don't have any Chinese cars here. None of them. We have Chinese parts for cars, but we don't have any Chinese cars. And I'm not exactly sure why. Our government won't tell us why. They will only give us lies. Oh, from the idle? Yeah, I'm not allowed to idle. And it's like, it felt like it was 100 degrees in this truck. So I just turned it off for a second to enjoy that sweet, sweet air conditioning. And then I turned it back off again. I get an email from my company every month and it tells me my idle time. It's like 0.001% or something like that. And I get like, that says thank you, blah, blah, blah. I don't get no bonuses or nothing for it. But I remember in the winter, they're like, you better not turn that truck off because you won't get it started. I'm like, well, what about my idle time? And they didn't have any comment. No comment. Like, what? Every single day I work very hard to never idle. I shut it off and blah, 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 blah. I'm parked at the truck stop and I don't idle it. And all of a sudden, oh, but in the winter you don't care? Hey, AS, I never ignore you. Oh, when he said that about Israel is why I said that about Palestine. It's like, I'm confused when people come in and say that. There's too much context around the phrase free Palestine or free Israel. I think that when people say this all by itself, they're doing this to make people angry. I think that they're doing this only to create problems. They don't want a discussion. They only want to create a problem and leave. And this is why I brought this up, because I think that people are doing this to be mean. They want people to argue, and they enjoy the fact that they did it because they did it. Like, I created that. Yay. No, I don't think anywhere needs to be set free. The thing is a lot of people think America stole land, that colonizers stole land. But where we came, we had Native Americans fighting war every day. They were fighting and killing each other and enslaving each other and selling their slaves to Spaniards that were taking the slaves over to Europe. And we came here and we fought a war. We conquered these people and we made a new country with no killing, no slavery, nothing. It took a long time and a lot of people died. But just because we had to win a war and do very, very bad things doesn't mean the result was bad. Doesn't mean America was bad. Because if that was the case, people would not be dying every day to come here. I know, but here's the thing. In America, we got these thing called women, Karens or whatever, that says, hey, I saw this video about Africa and they don't have shoes, so I'm going to make a big business. It's all non-profit. I'm going to put shoes on everybody in Africa. And then you go to Africa and like, we don't want your fucking shoes. Don't impose your shit on me. It's the same with North Korea. I feel like that, yeah, I get it. It sounds really oppressive to me. But, you know, unless they're coming out and saying, hey, liberate us, I think we should leave them. I think that we should leave them alone. And he's talking about how Russia is like bombing Ukraine. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't that used to be Russia? Didn't they, against their own will, have to separate? And maybe they have some animosity towards Western culture and that they want to be part of Russia. I don't know. Who the hell am I to say that doesn't exist? But I think that a lot of people in Ukraine consider themselves Russia. They consider themselves Russian. They speak Russian. And it's like, who are we to say who's right or wrong? We're Americans, man. Let's go to war with Canada. Fuck them bitches. They still give their money to the Queen, right? Or Mexico. They're sending us all these illegal immigrants that are criminals. Let's go to war with fucking... We have reason to protect here. Let them fight their own wars over there. Let them have their war. They need a war. War is what made America great. We went to war with what was bad. We fought what was bad. We were not what was bad. We fought against what was bad. And that's how come we got everyone to fight with us. If we were the wrong ones, everyone would have fought against us. But because what we did caused everyone to fight with us, because they knew what they're doing is right and they will not lose that battle. We didn't lose the battle. We won the battle and we freed a lot of Native Americans that were just in this constant war. Apaches and Sioux and all these different Indians, Native Americans are fighting and enslaving each other. Horrific deaths, cutting off the heads and scalping people, raping and enslaving. The whole country was doing that in America before it was America. We colonized it. We brought beliefs in religious and sustainability and less murder. It's like if it wasn't liberating, well, how come no one's bombing us? How come no one stopped us? How come everyone's helping us? How come everyone benefited from knowing us? Right? How come that it's like, oh, well, America was always here. They were always a superpower. No, we weren't. We're the newest, next to Somalia, we're the newest fucking country out here. How could we come here, we break ground, we colonize, we build farms, we build an economy, build cities, build a government faster than anyone else can even maintain their government, And everyone's on board with us. If we were wrong, the world would have stopped us. But now that they're saying that we were wrong, well, we have to look at the past and what was here. What was here? There was Native Americans here. Why did they speak Spanish? When you go to South America and everyone's speaking Spanish, not Aztec, not Mayan, not Incan, not Cherokee. How come they're all speaking Spanish? Was it the British that came here and taught them Spanish? I don't think the British people came here and taught. Was it the Nina and the Pinta, the Santa Maria that taught them Spanish? I don't think it was those. I think when the Spaniards came here and conquered them violently and raped all their women so they'd all be Spaniards, I think we saved them from that. It's crazy to think that all that stuff that was done out there, it's all being taken back because it hurt somebody's feelings that blood was shed. And there's not a country with history of no bloodshed. Most countries have current day status, everyday bloodshed. America and European countries are very few bloodshed ever, unless it's self-inflicted by minorities shooting each other in the streets. And those aren't true Americans. Those are usually minorities that hate America. Yeah, see, that ex-sin is one of those people that they silence speech, and they try to bully you out of a conversation because it's not fun for me, so I'm going to run. That's all right. Nobody forced you to be in here. You could have swiped 3 hours ago, or 2 hours and 2 minutes ago. No one's forced you to be here. And the fact that you said that in here and all that time you were in here just fed the algorithm so we could talk longer and more people will come in here. We're 2 hours into the stream, and there's more people in the stream right now than you've got subscribing to your channel. So it says maybe that some people find the conversation somewhat interesting. I'm pretty sure if everyone thought it was a bad idea, they would have all left. They all would have pitched a fit and done a little dance in the chat room before they left. Like you did. You pitched a little fit, let everybody know you're emotional, blamed the mental health issues, and then left. Like, wait a minute, are you projecting? Was it you with the mental health issues? Is that what that is? Because you're the only one talking about it before you ran out of here pitching a fit. See, the world is in here, and they're watching Americans do that, and it makes us look like we're weak. And when you do that, you jump into a chat room and try to control speech, and then you run away. It makes Americans look weak. You think other countries are afraid of discussion? They're not. You think other countries are afraid of war? They're not. Well, if you don't give a shit, why'd you come in here, say mental illness and shit, say we had issues? If you don't care, why are you still in here? Why are you still feeding the algorithm? Why are you still in here upping my watch time? Why are you still in here creating more chats in here? You understand all these ratios help me, and they push more people into here. I don't give a fuck. Well, you just pitched a fit. you just scroll up a little bit. People in USA are nothing but mental health issues. Are you saying Americans have mental health issues? I mean, that sounds like you're pitching a fit and judging. You're allowed to. It's America. No one will stop you. But it does make you look weak. It does make you look weak. Is he intimidated by America? Because YouTube was an American company founded by an Islam? An American Islam? How could that be? Isn't that an oxymoron? There cannot be an American Islam. They don't teach that in the Quran. Oh no. Are you mad because America, we took this land from the Native Americans and we wouldn't give it back? Because we have assault rifles and we all eat cheeseburgers. I'm not complaining about the same thing. I'm having a discussion with people in here. Scroll up. Just scroll up. I mean, it's all right. The whole conversation is right there. Just scroll up. You can see that people from Islam, people from all kinds of religions are having a discussion here. I'm pretty sure it sounds like I'm complaining because it hurts your brain. Because we're having a discussion, you're trying to bully me with mental health. Hey, this is the same people that says if you want to control immigration, you're racist. It's the same people here. They got a label for it. Because we're having a discussion, we got mental health issues. You could just say that we're fucking beating a dead horse, right? Mental health issues? Really? That's a diagnosed thing. I mean, you're talking about a real thing versus we're just a bunch of idiots talking about a stupid topic. How about that? We're all just bored in different countries doing the same thing at the same time, just having a stupid discussion like men do with their drinking their coffee. But we have to have mental health issues? Well, I don't know where you're from, but you're not helping your culture, buddy. You should be involved in the conversation, as stupid and as weak as it is. There's nothing wrong with the open conversation. Cinnamon butter. That sounds delicious, man. Well, here's the problem with cheeseburgers is sometimes you go to restaurants like Chili's and they got like 75 cheeseburgers. You're like, you're full of shit because a cheeseburger doesn't have avocado on it. I'm sorry, cheeseburger doesn't have a pineapple slice on it. It's not a cheeseburger, it's something else. You can't just stack a whole salad or a whole buffet on a bun and call it a cheeseburger. That's not fair. That's like saying a black person and a white person having a baby is black or white. It's a new color. When I mix a red crayon with a blue crayon, I don't get red-blue. It's a whole new color. And it can be patented and trademarked. And if anybody else uses it, you can sue them. So you can't just say anything on a bun is a cheeseburger. It's a hot dog. What is a hot dog? Is it a sandwich? It's got a bun. Is it a burger? It's got a bun. All these things, they need to be talked about and discussed in an open dialogue. I'm picky, though. I just want meat and cheese and a bun. They think, okay, well, if I put a lettuce and tomato, it's gourmet. I'm like, there's nothing gourmet about a burger. It's more like a meatloaf on a bun. When you start making them really thick, I mean, you're changing it. You can't change it. I appreciate you saying we're beating a dead horse because as mental ill and poor and broke and stupid, my life choices put me as a truck driver that never gets to see my family, and everywhere I go, I'm a piece of shit. I'm still entitled to have a conversation without being accused of being retarded or something. Because that's like, wait, that's not even an argument that I can get behind. But we were absolutely beating a dead horse. That's the beauty of America. We ain't doing this for you. Americans don't go to work every day and do barbecues and 4th of July because of you. Now, if you watch our movies and you see our culture in the movies, then that's on you. You chose to watch. I'm sure your country has a Hollywood, just like India has a Bollywood. But if you choose to accept or even consume American culture, like YouTube, which is American culture, smartphones, which is American culture, you're playing English in here, which is American culture, so you're well aware of it. It can't be that bad. So you kind of do you do care about America. Yeah. Well, what do you do, man? I'm open for discussion on anything, and we'll talk about cheeseburgers, man. I got some opinions about cheeseburgers, and I also got some opinion about religion and government. But I always make it very clear. I am the dumbest man in the room. I'm never going to try to be smarter than you. I'm never going to say I know more than you, and you'll never feel that way about what I'm saying. Because that's not how you have a discussion. That only creates conflict. And how are we going to have a discussion with conflict, even if it's about cheeseburgers? I see people putting all kinds of stuff on their burgers, and then they got like a 3-inch patty. I'm like, that is like a meatloaf, which I love. I love a good meatloaf, but I mean, I know the difference. No, nobody knows everything. That's why I'm always down to talk about the stupidest crap. The stupidest crap. Because imagine this. You got 300 people in here watching 5 stupid people talking about some stupid beaten dead horse, talking about a topic that never ends. And then all of a sudden, one guy says something in there and it shuts us all up and we all learn something. And that happens all the time. Somebody will come in with a perspective or a point of view and say, you know what, I never thought like that about Islam. I never thought like that. I had my world rocked recently about the trans community. I always thought that maybe they were doing something bad, or maybe they're bad people, and not that we need to eradicate them, because you can't say that it's a genocide against Down syndrome, so we're just trying to eradicate the world of Down syndrome. Doesn't mean there's a genocide. It's because there's a problem there, and we're trying to correct the problem. And so when they say we're trying to stop transgender people, it's not a genocide. We're not trying to kill the living. We're just trying to prevent more of them, because these people at a 40% rate are killing themselves. The hell we're not supposed to help. If they're trying to kill themselves at a 40% rate, even post-op, how come we can't help them? It's not a genocide because we're trying to stop trans from being more trans. It's just we're trying to stop people from killing each other. But there was this musician out there, and he took an old American song and he made it again. But the way he made this song, and it helped me to understand very deep inside transgender people's mind, whether I think it's right or whether it's wrong, that I must be open-minded enough to respect how they're feeling and why they're doing what they're doing. Otherwise, I'm only going to be divided. I don't have to agree with them. But if I understand what's going through their heads, then I can have respect for them as a people, and I will allow them to live, and I won't tease them. I won't say, okay, that's just a dude in a dress. No, there's somebody that's really struggling. I love cheeseburgers. I prefer hot dogs sometimes. Sometimes. I get free hot dogs, though. It's rough. It's rough. The thing is, they take so much money out of every time I get paid for my work. The government takes so much money. And I have to pay for insurance myself. The government does not pay for this out of the money they take from me. I pay for this myself. And so my wife will take the kids to go get some medical. And they tell us, no, you must pay cash. It does not cover that. So my money they take from my check every time, that goes and gives free health to people that snuck in this country or gives it to other countries. But my family gets sick. We must also pay again. We must also pay again. I'm paying for insurance through my company every month, but it does not cover it, and the government does not require them to cover it. No, my kids do not say cuss words. My kids do not say cuss words. Sometimes they watch YouTube videos and I hear cuss words and I say, hey, don't make me restrict your YouTube channel, your account. Don't make me restrict the internet. A stuffed baguette. Oh, that's like the baguette. Is a baguette like a submarine sandwich? So we got Subway here? Maybe? The harder bread, huh? Yeah, I think something like that. Baguette. I like that crunchy bread. We like a lot of the bread here that I like to eat is what they call sourdough bread. It's crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. But only rich people can get it. So when I go to the store and I buy it, I only buy like maybe a piece, like one half. Oh yeah, my kids it's very strict. I'm very strict. I came from a very dangerous city in Los Angeles. I went from good times in Los Angeles to bad times. I've seen good people and bad people. And when I moved here, I have one job. One job is to make sure my kids grow up better than I did. That's it. And if I can do that, then I win. I just have to make them better than me. That's my whole goal, is make them better than me. Whether they grow up to be Islam or they grow up to be Buddha, or grow up to be anything, I don't know. I have no control over that. Do I eat pig? I don't think so. I mean, I don't go looking for pig. I just order cheeseburgers usually, or hot dogs. I think in a hot dog is all meat. In America, it's all meat. It's all of them together in one mess. I think they call it pink slime in America. Hey, Autumn. Appreciate you coming in here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. If anybody's regular in here, which I see some in here, you guys know I don't really pass the stream past about 15, 20 minutes. Because it usually dies down and we don't like beating dead horses. But I'm willing to go as long as you guys are willing to go, and we'll hang out and discuss whatever it is. It's fun. But if these guys keep putting in here things like free Israel and stuff like that, I'm not going to block you or ban you or nothing, but it's just not going to turn out in your favor. Because I think that if you're Israel, if you're Jewish, and you don't like Islam and you think Islam are terrorists, why would you want to pick on them? They're going to come and blow you up. You make fun of them in chat, and they're going to be at your house with a bomb. I mean, that if you think that Israel, you think they're all terrorists, then why would you mess with them? Islam has already proven they don't screw around. They don't screw around. Oh, right. In America, the people of America, that we took Subway to court. We sued them because they tell everyone this is healthy. And we found out that not only is it not healthy, that it's not even bread. It's not what they're saying to us. It's they now cannot call their sandwiches bread. They have to call it cake in America, because it's according to some regulations out there that if you have so many ingredients, it's this, or so many ingredients, it's no longer bread. It's a dessert. Subway sandwiches here in America, which there's like everywhere you go, it's no longer bread, it's cake. And I don't know if everyone knows what cake is, but here cake is a dessert, and that's why America is fat. Really, really, really fat. Fat is everywhere. It's just really bad. What's wrong with Texas? What do they say about Texas in your country? Because I'm not living American dream because of Texas. What's wrong with Texas? There's a real good chance that they're lying to me about America and that the rest of the world knows the truth. So there's nothing wrong with telling me the truth. Maybe then your truth I could tell other Americans. And then we will all be better. Texas is one of those states that it's very special for America because of how we had to win the war against Mexico. And we did not take America from Mexico. We defeated them in a very long and very bloody war. Very long. We defeated Mexico from Texas down to Mexico City. Every inch of it was defeated, and they eradicated the problem. But we did not enslave them, and we did not take their country. We just did not allow them to keep continuing their assaults on Americans like they were doing. We have many states with no taxes. States decide on their taxes. Some states say no sales tax, but please, yes, income tax. And some say no income tax, please, sales tax. Each state decides. The federal government has no authority. This is what makes America unique. It's each state makes its own laws, and we are protected by one government. What the government in America is trying to do is control the states, and this is the problem. This is where the Civil War comes. This is where the abortion comes. This is where gun rights comes. This is where immigration comes, because each state is allowed to make their own laws. So Texas says we don't want illegal immigration here, but the federal government says you don't have a choice. You have to do what we say. This is a problem here in America right now. This is a big problem. Hey, Sexy Potato's back. Sexy Potato just bought us lunch today. Where was Sexy Potato from? You from the UK or something? I don't remember where I don't think you were from the UK. I don't think you said where you were from. At potato. That's funny. Sexy potato. Those are two words I wouldn't have ever imagined together in the same name. Sexy potato. I like it though. It's uncontroversial. It's just, it is what it is. Like, you think I'm too sexy? I'm a freaking potato. What do you expect? Florida, that's right. Florida. Well, it is another country. I did say that. It's a different country over there. I don't think it's because the Cubans either, or the Haitians. I just really think it's just a different country, man. It's a different breed of folks down there. A Sixth Sense, dude. How about you give me a Peter your opinions? How about that? Your sense of humor. How about that? In America, they would say, give me your sixth sense of humor, but I don't think your sense of humor is sick. I think I got a sixth sense of humor, but I'm from the beautiful San Fernando Valley, back when it used to be the adult industry capital of the world. So I came from a crazy place at a crazy time. I'm desensitized to a lot of things, so I don't have a lot of judgment because I see things a little differently. But I will tell you my opinion about some things. I'll try to. About cheeseburgers. Aren't cheeseburgers if you have avocado on it? Avocado does not belong. I mean, you can put it on there and it's delicious, but it's not a cheeseburger with avocado on it. It's like taking a cheeseburger and put hummus on it and calling it a cheeseburger. I'm sorry. If you put hummus on a cheeseburger, it's no longer a cheeseburger. Some people put peanut butter on their cheeseburgers, and I don't think it's still a cheeseburger with peanut butter on it. I think it's more Thai food, something Thai, because they put peanut butter on things. Tommy Vicente. I don't know Vicente. Oh, really? I tell you what. I've seen those alligators on the roads out there. I've never ran over one, but I've seen them out on the roads when I was driving through South Florida. I did go down to the Everglades one time with my family and get on those Everglade boats where you can see the alligators, the airboats. That was a nightmare because I was coming from Southern California where there's zero humidity in the middle of August to arguably the most humid place in the world. South Florida, man. That was oh my God, it was so bad. I swore I'd never go to Florida again. But I did. I did. Arugula even, huh? Yeah. I'll put chili. So, okay, that's a good point because I do consider a chili burger a burger. So, wow, I really sound like I'm contradicting myself right now because I love a good chili burger, and that is definitely an additional ingredient. Oh boy, crocodiles, huh? Like saltwater crocodiles with the big old long snouts or whatever. I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, appreciate that. It's a little choked up. It's I'm in a really small town. A lot of really old American farmers that live here, and we have this gas station right here that is run by an Islam family, and then across the street there's a hotel that is also run by an Islam family, and they're thriving. It's no surprise. However, it's very anti-media where they say Middle America is racist and they don't support this and that. But I think the family here is one of the popular, beloved families in this town because they take care of us out here. They're open 24 hours a day. They deal with stupid drunk Americans coming in here. American trucker messes all over the parking lot, and they're still nice people. But I think they're Islam from India. I think they're from Bengali, not from the Middle East. So would they be Asian? Asian Muslim, I think. Oh, you think so? Egyptian crocodiles, huh? Man, they're dinosaurs. Every time my chickens are walking around, I look at my chickens and think, man, they're dinosaurs. They're just little dinosaurs walking around eating everything. They probably eat each other. Probably eat me. My kids, they have computers. I'm teaching my kids programming. I'm teaching them marketing right now. I built my first YouTube channel so my kids can watch and learn how to do video production and all the stuff's on there. But I'm having a hard time keeping them interested. So right now I'm teaching my son right now programming and really small macro stuff where he's not dealing with actual code right now, just teaching him context behind it. And so when he does jump in there, he knows a little bit more about what he's trying to do. It's real important to me that I get them in computers as quick as possible, and I'll be honest, I think they're just American brands like Dell or something. They're young though, so they're fast, but they're not like a big brand because I know they're going to break them. Like the computers I use at home, it's all Alienware, which is now owned by Dell, so I guess they're all Dell now. But I come a very deep computer background where I swear by Alienware and I'll only use Alienware. I think Tesla Semi is a good. It's a good investment for future technology. I don't think this is a solution. I think this is a lesson. I think that the technology they will learn from Tesla will help when going to space and making things better for our environment, but I think that it's no solution. I think that it's the good technology though, and I think that they're going to make the technology so good that one day we can have solar powered cars and stuff like that. But these big rigs, those big semi trucks, these Tesla trucks, even the new pickup trucks that they have, I think they have amazing technology, but I don't think they are a solution. I think that it's still new. I mean, you got to understand, our government in America absolutely wants Elon Musk to die, to disappear, because he's not on the government side. So he's making this by himself. Like Ford and Chevy, they all have money from the government. They all have resources for the government. They have stimulus. They have tax rebates for the consumers. They have everything to help these companies, but Tesla does not have this. SpaceX does not have this. You have Boeing, you have Blue Horizon, you have these other companies that they're having government help. But Tesla is doing it by itself. SpaceX is doing it by itself. But now SpaceX has the government contract to launch all NASA work. And this is not because the government wanted this. This is because it's the best. And the only reason why it's the best is because it's not government run. It's not government regulated. It's all funded by one belief that we are destroying this earth and we must go to another planet. Yeah, I think so. I saw on the Joe Rogan podcast where Joe Rogan uses a weapon that is stronger than most guns, because Elon Musk made a video where he shot all American guns at the truck and none of them went inside, only made small marks. But Joe Rogan got out his compound bow and arrow, which has more force and velocity than these bullets, and it didn't even dent it. So, and they think the glass is bulletproof. And my problem with that is that that's not the technology that he was going for. I think he just made it bulletproof and strong just because it makes it cool. I think the technology is now he's about to release a new Cybertruck that is faster than the Tesla S Plaid. It's going to be the fastest thing on the road. I think it's going to be one of the heaviest though, so the battery won't last long. What you baking? What am I baking? Oh, him. Because I'm sitting at a truck stop right here with the sun beating down on me, wearing a long sleeve shirt and a reflective jacket over it, and some what are they called? Steel-toed boots that go up to past my shins, enjoying the hot, sunny day here. It seems like a really hot day out here. No, they don't have the latest one. They don't have the latest. I remember they were complaining because the one that I buy used computers off the internet because I know how to fix them. So I just bought some used, I think they were homemade gaming computers. So some good RAM, some good graphics, good PC, but not like a huge hard drive or nothing like that. They don't need that stuff. Most of the stuff they do is web-based. But yeah, I gotta watch out. Because some of these kids, they don't have dads, and they're allowed to do whatever they want on the internet, and they're exposing my kids to this stuff, and I watch out. It's a dangerous world out there on the internet. You use XP? Nice. I don't know what version they use, but I've never upgraded their Windows, so it's always been the same version. I remember a long time ago, like every year you had to buy a new Windows, but I don't think this is the case anymore. I think everyone just uses what's on their computer, and the computers don't last long enough to have to upgrade their operating system anyway. A long time ago, your computer was supposed to last for years, so you were always upgrading it and upgrading. Nowadays, people just throw it away. I don't even know what the new Windows is. It could be XP or not XP. It could be something. I don't know. Oh, Stephen Miller. All right, here we go, Stephen. Are you ready? Let's start from the beginning. It won't be me saying it, though. I don't want to get canceled. In order for me to explain to you how babies are made, I'd have to identify genders, and I'm not doing that. Windows is free. Man, I've never seen it free. I've always you have to pay for it, and I know you have to go on the internet and buy like a new Windows license or something. And it's like I remember seeing on this. I bought a PC one time that I want to use a server, and it had like a bunch of processors on it, and I had to buy a version of Windows for every processor. It added another fee, so if I had 30 processors, I had to buy like 30 licenses. Was the price. I'm like, what kind of greedy thing is that? It made me real upset. Yeah, I know my Windows is updating all the time, but after it's updating, it's always the same Windows. It doesn't like give me the new year. It just give me they give like patches. They call them patches and fixes. That works with new technology, but I think to switch from versions of Windows in America, you got to pay. Yeah, I didn't know that certain things are free in other countries. I didn't know that America's got to pay $150 to watch a fight on TV. But if there's a country that's not into fighting, it's free over there because they're trying to build an industry over there. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I have to pay to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle, but the people in Somalia don't have to pay to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle. Maybe I think it's back in the day when you update your Windows, you ran a big old problem of when it's restarted afterwards that it was busted because you have a hard drive or RAM or something that's not compatible. You don't have the right patches and updates for those. It was always a very scary thing to update my operating system. Because a long time ago, I mean, I started on the internet before AOL and before all this other stuff, and so everything was always scary. And even after, I still feel it's scary. I don't think updating my phone is scary, except every time my phone updates, it's slower. It's absolutely slower. You're lucky. I don't know anybody that updates. Maybe we're lazy out here in America. But we always know that they're not updating their software for us. They're updating it for them. So we always fight it. Americans are rebels. We'll fight it. We'll disable the updates. We'll disable the auto updates. We'll disable the notifications because I'll do it on my time and for my reasons. Not just because you want to take more information from me and sell it and make more money. No, I use all Android because on Android I can create my own apps. I can create my own APK files and then put them right on my phone and load software that I made on my phone, but I can't do that on Apple. Not without paying Apple for licensing and putting their store and all that approval stuff. That's a different monster. Yuba City. Where's that, in Arizona? Sounds like somewhere I used to spend a lot of time driving around. Yuba City. Where is Yuba City? I think I've spent some time driving through there. Yeah, and truckers, they have a different life. We're a different life. Some people think it's easier. Some people think it's harder. I can attest to it being hard. I'm not going to compare it to anyone saying it's harder than anyone else, but it's definitely hard. A lot of people say it's harder than other things, but yeah, what am I ignoring? I can assure you I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm doing the best. I think maybe not the problem. The problem wasn't ignoring. I think the problem was my microphone battery was dead, and I had to change microphones. I think that's better. I think it's better if we don't get so excited and upset so quickly. There's always a reason for something and everything. There's always a reason not to get upset. Okay, so that's where it was, in California. Yuba City. I used to live in California. I used to run up and down the coast, 5 and the 101. Not so much the 101, but the 5 all the time. I miss driving through the desert. I don't miss the people, though, but I miss driving through the desert. It's a different lifestyle driving through the desert versus out here in Middle America. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Are you a truck driver? Do you know truck drivers then? It's crazy that so many countries have so many truck drivers. It's nice. Because truck drivers, it has to be the same in every country. Or a lot of the same. We're just trying to drive the same steering wheel, the same wheels, the same engines, the same trucks. I bet a lot of the same trucks we have in America, we have it overseas. Oh yeah? They're trying to do that in America. They're trying to make all land that's not being used to be all government land. No more park, no more wildlife. It's all land that's forbidden and controlled by the government. So some states have, like national, they have like big parks of thousands of miles that belongs to the state, and the government's taking it. The federal government's taking it, and you're not allowed to use it for recreation anymore. It's all for government use, and that's where they're letting the aliens live, right? They're letting the aliens live out there. Yeah, they're smaller. Yeah, I get that. A lot of cab overs out there. I think the life is the same. You turn on the same steering wheels. You know what I mean? We're out there navigating the same type of turns. The weather's a little different because there's a lot of rain in Europe. We don't have so much of that. Abraham. We see out there, Abraham. Reservations, huh? We have reservations. Well, obviously parks and forests, but to know that you have also reservations like we do. Reserves. So on reservations, people are not allowed to go. Right? You can go to parks and forests, but it's reservation restricted. I think in America the word reservation got twisted because of the Native American. How they have Native American reservations, and people conflate that with wildlife reservations. Is it a bad name? Oh, that's good. In America, a lot of our reservations were not. It's not for people. They're reserved, and you get in a lot of trouble for being there without permission. Without permission, I remember they had this one, there was a plane crash in Utah, and the plane crashed on a reservation. And they were only allowed to go there and recover the body. They had to leave the plane because they were not allowed to take any type of equipment onto the reservation because it would destroy the land or whatever the excuse was. So I remember they had to do something special with like a helicopter had to like pick things up because they weren't allowed to drive. It's like really weird on your reservations. It's really strict. It's real secretive. It's real secretive. And we got Google Maps, so we can see what's going on over there. But then again, is Google Maps manipulated? I know there's been a lot of blurred out and blacked out zones on Google Maps that I've seen just by people sharing screenshots. Nothing I've looked for, but I used to think, man, what are we seeing on Google Maps? Is it fake? Hey, Armin Armadillo. That's right, get her done. I just got her done. I just backed into the local truck stop on my exit in my little town out here in Missouri, and I'm just waiting for my wife to pick me up, and I can enjoy my Sunday at home, and then back on the road Monday for another 2 weeks of wonderful adventures across this fine land. Oh, you can smell the bull crap, huh? Yeah. I mean, when you're gone for so long and then you know you only got one day at home. Like, I need to make the best of it. Well, I don't know. I've been sitting in the truck for an hour and a half now, so. Yeah. It's one of those things. Appreciate you popping into the stream and hanging out. I do appreciate that. You're definitely letting YouTube know that that they're feeding my video to the right people. Maybe they'll push out some more. More. Maybe we'll get some more Karens in here. We haven't had a Karen in here in at least 2 hours. Oh, they were allowed to? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, here they're not allowed to. But they just entering the property on your feet, they say will destroy the land. And it's we have no freedom there. This is one part of America that we do not have freedom. I guess we're not the freest country in the world, huh? Yeah. Maybe next year. Maybe if Donald Trump wins. I don't know. Isn't it crazy how evolution is real? They say evolution is real, and that if an animal is becoming extinct, it's because of evolution, and that they're changing evolution by trying to save these animals that should be removed. It seems like if evolution was real, then animals aren't becoming extinct; they're becoming replaced with the new version of the whatever it evolved into. And so that by keeping these older species, you're only hurting the species. Because in America, we got that, like, oh, there's some mold in this forest or something that or mushroom that we're not allowed to. Now we need 100,000 miles of land devoted to these mushrooms. And like, well, we're overpopulated. We have too much population. Really? Then why are you devoting so much land to mushrooms if we're overpopulated? I don't think India is devoting all their land to snails and cockroaches. I don't think that that's the problem. I think they're creating it by shutting down all the land. They're creating overpopulation. making us compete. We've got cities in America that are no-go zones. The police don't go there. People don't go there that don't live there. It's too dangerous. So we've got no-go zones. They're just a little different. Oh, right. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to probably blow the stream up and see what happens.